Hi everyone, today we're going to cook brisket. Now I'm going to try to demonstrate the way I cook a brisket. There's many ways to cook a brisket. You can watch YouTube videos, you can go on forums, do internet searches, or just do trial and error and burn a bunch of briskets until you get one right, or cook them the way you would think would be your way. Now, I'm not a professional or an amateur or a novice, I'm an enthusiast. And what that means is that I love to cook brisket, and I haven't cooked too many, so this brisket we're going to try to cook it a little bit different than other briskets, and hopefully this video can help you. You can get some useful information. I'm going to really make YouTube videos. It's going to be one of the first ones, and it's going to be pretty much a raw video, and there's going to be some mistakes down the way, but at least you get to see what I did. And you're welcome to leave your comments below and suggestions or whatever you guys think will be best. So let's get to it. So this brisket, let me put some gloves on so I can show you guys. So the reason I use gloves because the oil in the meat tends to stick to your hands, and sometimes it's kind of rough to get it off with the seasoning and all that stuff you put on it. But the brisket I got is from Costco. And I like Costco brisket because it has a nice bold flavor to the meat. It doesn't taste like cheap quality meat. It's actually, it tastes that it's prime. I mean, it looks good to me. I like the way the grain is, and you can see the grain on the meat. It's still in the bag. And when you choose a brisket, try to get one with not so much like a lard or fat content like this right here. Or let me show you in the back. Let me flip this guy over. Try to get one where the loin, the fat loin, it's like smooth and even, so you don't have to trim it too hard. You could just do a nice trim, like for example, I'm gonna trim this right here, do maybe a little trim on the edge, and on this side over here, I'm gonna do another trim right here on this edge. And on this side, you don't really need to trim. You can leave this fat right here. It's like, this is flavor. This one right here, we're gonna leave this one here. So I don't have to do a lot of trim. So when you get a brisket, try to get a brisket similar to this one, with not too much fat content. There's fat content here already inside the beef. You could already see it in there. So that's just a suggestion. So first thing we gotta do is take all the blood out. So what I like to do is just cut right here, cut the the plastic, and just drain it down the sink. And we'll do that right now. Go ahead and pause it. So I already drained as much blood as I could off the bag. You can see there's still gonna be some left over, but whatever. So now you can get a clean image of the brisket now. So you can see this fat, I will leave it there. This is flavor right here, man. I don't get any better than that. But over here, this fat, we could take this off. So get a good knife. I have this little guy right here. Well, I want to try out, see if it works. There you go. See, the little guy works. So just trim it the best you can. Try not to take so much of the meat with it, and just trim it just like that. Trim along the edge, like you can see when you do the trim, like when you do the cut, you can see you're not taking the meat with it. You're just taking the fat and the part of the fat. I don't even know what it's called. I just know you're not supposed to eat it. It's good, but you're not supposed to really eat it. So just take that stuff out like that. Just trim it. Like some people, they like to save this and make burgers. I'm not gonna go through all that. I don't have a grinder, so I'm just gonna do whatever people do with shit they don't want. Throw it in the trash. So that's where I'm actually gonna go. Then later on, throw the trash out in the dumpster. So I'm gonna trim it. Get a good image on it right now. I'm gonna trim this as best as I can right now, and then you'll see the end product. Alright guys, so check it out. This is how the brisket looks like now. So right here I trimmed some of the fat. You want to leave some of this fat because this fat will help you cure it and glaze it over when the smoke comes in and hits the brisket on this side. Now the back, I don't know if you remember how it looked, but I trimmed all the fat right here and all the skin right here that you're not going to use. See? This is, I mean, it's goodness, but it's not really goodness. It's a little bit too much. So if you get the wrong brisket, or you get a brisket with too much fat content, you're gonna be here for a long time trimming. So this is at least like 2 pounds of fat, dude. So I'm gonna throw that out right now. Just Just like that. Put it where you don't want things anymore. In the trash, like your girlfriend. I'm just kidding. By the way, Crystal's filming. She's loving my life. She's behind the camera. Say hi, Lise.
No.
She's like, no. Alright, anyways. So, seasoning time. This is what we're going to use. So, pause it. Alright, guys. So, check it out. This is what I like to do. Get a little bit of olive oil. Dose it all over the meat. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't care. Just put it all over the meat. This right here, you put a little bit of. This will give it a kick, dude. It's called garlic powder. This is from Larry's. This is the casero version, the Latin style version. It means they cured the onion some way we don't know about, but it tastes really good. Okay. This one right here, I get it at my local supermarket. It's called Chef Merito. Merito, like that. You gotta say it like that. Merito. And it's good shit, man. You can use this on all your meat. I recommend it for anyone. It's very, very good. It gives it bold flavor. Gives it like that red color, like taste. It's like really, really good. And like all briskets, you're gonna put it in a buttload of coarse ground pepper. Also, you can buy this at Costco. It's $4.69 right now. I haven't seen it really go up and down in price, and this is really good. So now we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so first, start off with your oil. And don't be shy to put a big amount. Doesn't matter. It's gonna drip out at the end anyway. So you get that, right? Put it all over the brisket, just like this. This will help it and give it flavor. The olive oil just like sticks to it. Like it's all good stuff right here, man. So just like that, just lather it up. Just like that, see? It already gained color. So right now my assistant's gonna help me. She's gonna record and put seasoning at the same time.
What?
So it's gonna be kind of hard for her to do that. So we're gonna do the bottom first because that's the side that's gonna get most damage while cooking, and this is the side that's it's not gonna be visible anymore. So we want presentation with colorification and enjoyment. We want everything all balled up into one ball. In this case, a brisket ball. So we're gonna start with a little bit of the red one. So I have contamination, so I'm not gonna touch that. So she's gonna put a lot all over it, just like that. A little bit on this side, please. There we go. We don't want too much because you gotta remember it's salt. Some people don't like salt. Salt sometimes is bad. Not saying that it's bad, it's just that sometimes salt just doesn't taste that good with some certain things. And brisket is one of those things. You don't really put that much salt. People like putting salt. I don't really put too much. I just want some, just like that. So it gives it the nice red, like ranchero style to the meat. And we're making, you gotta remember, this is our style brisket. It's not a brisket taken off of a recipe. It's a brisket combined out of different recipes. That's what makes it unique to me. If you don't like it, well, you're welcome to do whatever, whatever you want. But yeah, see, check that out now. See how that looks? It looks nice. Looks like you want to eat it raw, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna cook it. Okay, now we're gonna do the top side. This is the beautiful side. So go for it, assistant. Handle it. There you go. A little more. All right, it's good. All right, so we're gonna lather this up now. Okay. Put it in every corner of the brisket. So you want everybody to get a bite from your brisket. It's gonna be the same bite from here to here. That's what you want. Okay, and this brisket's gonna do that. Can I get a little bit more right here, please? So all this was fat and I cut it. You can see there's this little loin piece that's gonna go over. Go ahead and put it. Go ahead. A little more. Just right here in this section, please. There you go, a little more. All right, that's good. So same thing, lather it up, put it all between the fat. Okay, now once that's done, we're gonna get garlic casero style. Okay, remember, you have your gloves. See, look at that. That would have been in your hands. That's nasty, dude. Like that can go in your stomach, but not in your hands. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, that did. A little too much, but okay. So you put that like that. Remember, this is only for flavor. It's not really there for presentation or whatever. It's just gonna give it flavor. So you like to see how the oil just sucks all that seasoning up with the cow, the brisket. So now we're gonna do the other side. Okay. Go ahead, don't be shy. One more. This is the fat side, so some of it's gonna burn out. So you could put more on the back. It's okay. Keep going, keep going. That's good. Alright, same thing. Lather it up. Rub it. Rub it up. Okay? Want the same thing in every corner, every bite. So, okay. Last but not least is a final touch. And that one, you can't put too much or too little. You have to put the right amount. Now for that one there, I'll do that one. Why? Because I want to. And my assistant's good at it, but my assistant doesn't have attention to detail like I do. So, okay, that side doesn't work. We're gonna use the big side. We're not gonna use that side either. Okay, so we're gonna use the small side. So what you're gonna do, put it just like this. Now, what you want to try to imagine is a layer. Visualize a layer of black pepper that you're putting on. The reason I say this because you can't put too much black pepper and it'll taste kind of bitter. So you don't want to do that. So just by eyeballing it and taking a quick glance, you can see that it looks even. So now we're going to do another layer. Now some people out there are perfectionists and they try to get this really good as best they can. You don't need to do that. Just make sure you get the right layer, the right amount of time, at the right amount of brisket at the location. You see the second layer? So you can see I have a little more right here, so I'm gonna put more on this side, like right here. Now, you could sorry, tongue twister. You could lather it up and see what happens. But in this case, since now you catch the rhythm, what I'm doing, you're gonna do the same thing with your brisket, if you like. And you might think, oh man, too much black pepper, it's gonna be sour. Oh man, it's gonna be sweet. Oh man. But you know what? It smells good with the garlic and with the Chef Merito's recipe and the olive oil. This is bitchin'. Just like that. Okay, so we're gonna pause it because we don't make this video too long. We're gonna do the other side and we're gonna show you a picture on the other side. So my sister went to the restroom real quick. So here it is, the end product. Take a look at it. That was it. Love it. That's how it's supposed to look, just like that. Now, the edges, I didn't really get it because it's kind of hard to get the edges, which is fine. Don't really worry about too much about the edges. And what we're gonna do now is cover the top with aluminum, or aluminum, whatever you want to call it. Or you call it by his table of contents, H plus H, AH equals aluminum, which is not true. So get a heavy duty aluminum with the rough side facing down, the shiny side facing up, and just cover it. So it's hot today in California. That's why I'm sweating. So none of it's going in the food. Trust me. I don't want to see people sweat. So put the aluminum, hold the edges so it's up. Hold it real nice. Good. Now these aluminum trays, you can buy a big one like this one at Target. It's like $2.99. It was on sale. It was cool. Or you can do the same thing. Briskets cost a lot of money. This brisket cost me $45. Okay, which is a lot of money for brisket. But the amount of people you're gonna feed is a lot. Okay, so the reason we cover it is because we're not gonna cook it like this. We're gonna smoke it. The reason we're covering it is because it's gonna go in the fridge. We don't want it to get fridge smell. We don't want it to get like nasty or anything like that. It's gonna marinate like this for 24 hours. Tomorrow we're gonna be cooking. Not today, tomorrow. Okay, just like that. We're gonna do exactly what I did right here. Okay, this tray we're gonna reuse it because we're gonna bake the brisket, and I'll show you later how to do it. As of right now, that's it for today. See you guys tomorrow. Or Spanish words, mañana. Hasta la vista, baby. Alright everyone, it is 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm gonna start to cook this brisket. So this is the setup I have. It's a little char griller and a little char broil. So you can see the grill is just like a basic grill, you know, nothing too fancy. It gets the job done. I don't own any expensive grills. Some people do, you know, they're more enthusiastic than I am, but for me this is what I use. So anyways, you clean the grill really good, make sure there's, you know, not as much crud as there usually is, but this is what you do. Get an aluminum pan, just put that in the bottom. I do that because it's going to be a drip pan for the brisket, because it's going to release a lot of oil and you don't want to stain your floor. So the easiest thing to do is get a drip pan. So now we're going to use the wood chips. Let me show you what I use. I use these right here to keep the heat up. This is just charcoal briquettes. You could use any kind you want, they all work good. You could use Mystique charcoal from Kingsford or whatever, you know. And this is the wood chips that I use. Let me show you right now real quick. There we go. It's called Kingsford Smoking Chunks, and these are hickory, and they are amazing. They work very well. I'm gonna pause the video for a second and I'm gonna show you the wood, how it looks. Okay, so here's the wood. Usually what I try to use is to get the biggest blocks. They're usually found in the bottom, similar to this one. Each of these lasts about 15 minutes. So we're gonna cook this brisket for around 10 to 11 hours. So try to get as many of these as you can that are big, and I'll show you right now how to set them up. So let me sort them out and we'll continue the video. Alright, so I sorted out as many as I can. Those are the big chunks. These little ones, they won't really work. I mean, they help, but they won't work. So try to get the big ones, and this is what I do. So I get a little mountain of these little guys going, and this is gonna be the starter. Okay, so once that lights up, I get the big chunks and I'll sort them up like this once that's hot. And what this does, it keeps the fire going. So I know it looks funny and it looks kind of like, what the hell, I never knew that would work, but it works for me. And I'll set them up like this, just make sure they get contact like that, and I'll get the next one like this. So I'll make a chain of that, and let me show you how that looks when it's lit up. Alright guys, check it out. This is what I do. So I create a little chain like that, and I will keep the burn for a couple hours, not too long. You see the smoke's already coming out just from the briquettes. So I'll get a little cardboard and just air it out. That way it can light up a little better. Now what I don't use lighter fluid. I actually use a little lighter, a little torch lighter. Just, you know, just hit it like that, and it'll get the fire going. I know it's kind of ghetto, but I don't really like to use gas. I like to let it burn on its own. Just give it a little help. So once you do that, you know, just hit it. Let it get started on its own, and that's enough for it to burn out. So let me get the smoke going, and once I get the smoke going, I'll show you on the brisket what's the next step. So check it out guys, I got it up and running. See all that nice beautiful smoke? So what I'll do next is I'll close the lid and monitor it. For the next 20 minutes I'll stay out here looking at it. And what I'm gonna try to achieve is this right here. See if it does it right now. There you go. So if you look closely, it's coming out of the chimney already. There you go. So I'm gonna watch that, and it's gonna get a little bigger, and then we'll check it out. Check it out. I got it up and running. So now once that fire starts, just close the lid and let it do its little vacuum thing going on here. And there you go. So now I'm gonna go bring the brisket and demonstrate where you gotta put it. Alright guys, so here's the brisket. So smoke's gonna come in from down there. I don't know if you can see that good. I can barely see. There's smoke all over the place. So when you set up the brisket, you want the thick end facing the smoke. The smoke comes in like this. The air comes in like this, sorry. Hits the brisket, goes all around it, does this thing, and will come out of the chimney like this. Okay, so that's how you set up the brisket. And I have a 11-pound brisket, so I'm gonna let it smoke for 10 to 12 hours. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. And when the fire gets kind of crazy, let me see what it's doing. Okay, so you see that? We don't want that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna regulate it right here. You're gonna close it up, and what it's gonna do is gonna kill all the oxygen inside the smoker, like this. Just close it up, and once it burns up the oxygen inside, it's gonna start smoking. So I'll demonstrate that right now in a little bit. All right guys, after fighting this thing for an hour, I mean, it's all time consuming. So I got the smoke going. You can see it right there out the chimney. And I don't close the chimney completely. I'll just give it a little opening, like about that right there. That should be good, maybe a little less. And that creates a vacuum with the burner and the smoker box. And just open it up right there. Sorry about my finger being there. And that's about all I'll do. And you can see the smoke going everywhere. That's the thing with one of these low quality smoker and barbecue box. There's air pockets everywhere. You can see the smoke coming out from this edge. And yeah, I could bend this or put like an insulator or something. And what you want is try to create a vacuum the best you can. But this is what I got, and this works good for me. And you know, it's budget grilling. Budget grilling. So yeah, see that right there? And let me show you what's going on inside the smoker real quick before we end the video. Oh, I keep showing my finger, sorry about that. There you go, see? Nice clean smoke. See the embers as soon as you close the lid? Bye-bye, see you later. So this is about 4 hours later. Just give you guys an update. So the chimney is going strong. Okay. And here's the smoke. Just take a look at it. It's gonna be kind of hard to see. I just decided to make a mountain. Screw it. See, it's burning right now, but as soon as you close it, all the fire goes away. See, like that. Just regulate it up here, and no smoke. You close the vents. You choke out the fire. Let it use up all the oxygen in there. The thermostat's around 180 degrees, which is good. We want some, you know, some heat in there too. And check out the brisket. There it is. Look at that mumbo jumbo cook. Nice. Alright guys, I'm gonna give you guys an update. So it's already been like maybe 5 hours, and smoke's going good. still smoking. So I forgot to mention, every 3 to 2 hours, it's always good to get a spray bottle and just douse it with some water. That way it can keep some of the flavor intact. Now some people, they put vinegar, but I don't do that. Just spray some water. That helps it cool down, helps the meat give it a little flavor. Okay, so we'll see the end product later. So don't forget to do this couple 2-3 hours. It's good, helps the meat get moist with the temperature. So far it's looking good. Alright guys, so I just took out the brisket. It's already 5 o'clock, so I started around 8 and 8 in the morning, so it's around 4 o'clock. So it's a couple hours, and here's the end product. Check that out. So now I'm gonna finish it off in the propane oven, and I'm gonna cook it for another hour, and that's it. And I'll cut it up and show you guys.
I'm just recording you. Files, not videos. Look at that shark knife, real expensive. Where's the money?
We should move these just real quick. I want to get them waiting.
For some cleaning. He never cleans. Look at that. So cute. Look at that cute boy. Look at that cutie. Look at that cutie.
Record. Hey, so the meat's done. I skipped a step because I have some guests come over, so it's kind of hard to entertain the guests and do the meat. So it's because I haven't seen them in like 5 years. But anyways, the brisket's done. So you can see I reused the tray. I washed it and I put the aluminum on top, and I put it in my propane burner for another hour and a half at 320 degrees. And we're gonna open it up for the first time so you can show it off, and you guys can take a look. So it's actually really hot. Check it out. There it is. Here's the brisket. Alright guys, so came out a little spicy, which is up. Restart it. Alright guys, so check it out. Here's the brisket. So we're gonna make the first incision right now and see how it ends up. Okay, so we're gonna make the first cut right now and see how the meat turned out. And check it out right now. Okay, so check it out. There it is right there. So you tell me if it's good enough with the bend test. If you ask me, I think that looks pretty good. So there it is. There's my recipe, and I'll give you the reaction of my guests right now. Alright guys, so give me your opinion. Do you guys like the meat? Ruth?
Yes.
Junior?
Really good.
Lupe?
Look at that.
Meat. Puro?
Look at this. So tender.
And little Omar, how is it?
It's really tender.
Oh,
It's really good too.
It's really good. Is it spicy
Not really.
or sweet?
Kind of.
What about for the rest of you?
The smoke. I can taste the
Smoke,
smoke
yeah.
on it.
Smoke? Alright. Cool.